it's still worth it to me. And I still live in that neighborhood, and I'm not going anywhere. So let's talk a little bit about those pillars, because I don't want to talk Democrat, Republican today. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Not every Republican is your friend.
That's right. That's right.
I'll tell you that right now.
That's right.
If you think for 1 minute that socialism only exists on the Democrat side, you're fooling yourself.
That's right.
How do I know that? Somebody, he's just trying to pander to his Democrat friend tonight. No. Let me tell you something. How many of you ever heard of the Davis-Bacon Act?
Yes. Yep.
How many of you know that is? How many of you know, and I'm going to use this language because it applies. How many of you know that there's still a Jim Crow law in America today? How many of you know what Jim Crow is? Okay, Jim Crow, of course, with those illegal ordinances, the Constitution never supported it. Okay? The Constitution has never been the problem. Crazy people have been the problem. Okay? So there's a Jim Crow law called the Davis-Bacon Act. Okay? The Davis-Bacon Act of 1931 was created because blacks, believe it or not, the black unemployment rate was lower in 1929 than it is now. Today's unemployment rate in the black community is somewhere around 16.7%. Some people say it's probably higher than that, because some states don't report it accurately. Okay? So it could be higher than that. But blacks were working more in 1930 than they were now. You know why? Because more of us had the skills as Americans, not just black, but American men were teaching their children, their males, vocational skills. So most young men, black and white, knew how to use their hands. And Booker T. Washington was instrumental in telling black people, look, we need to own our own businesses. We're not asking government to do anything but leave us alone, get out of the way. After the Civil War, and after emancipation, Abraham Lincoln looked at him, and it's a true story. He said, Freddie, that's what they call him, Freddie. What are we going to do about black people? Millions are going to be free all of a sudden. You know, most of them can't read and write. You know what Freddie Douglass said? He said, do nothing with the Negro. Leave us alone. And leave us alone. Just let us make it. It'll be hard, but we'll be okay. And from 1865 to 1905, the black illiteracy rate decreased 60%. And there was no Great Society vision then, I'm going to tell you. Okay? So, what I'm saying, the Davis-Bacon Act. So, black people were competing. And the southern blacks were going to the northern cities and underbidding white-only unions in construction. They were competing. They're like, oh, they bid, we just underbid them and work harder. That's what the free enterprise system is all about. Free competition. Okay? So somebody got wise, I guess. Congress, Davis and Bacon said we got to do something about Negro labor. This stuff is in black and white. You can look it up. I'm not making this up. And on the House floor in 1929, they argued on the House floor in the United States, Republicans. Davis and Bacon were Republicans. And they said, we got to stop Negroes because we can't compete with them. They're outworking us. Don't sound like a bunch of lazy folks to me. And so they passed this law, this Jim Crow law, that made the black unemployment rate double in 2 years. And today, that Jim Crow law, Davis-Bacon, is still in the books today, but it's not only affecting black Americans, oh no, it's affecting you too.
That's right.
Because you're paying $15 to $18 billion a year in taxes for union subsidy. That's intended to interfere with the market. They want people to compete equally in construction. Now, knock on wood, South Carolina is a right-to-work state. Give yourselves a But even though South Carolina is a right-to-work state, and you don't have prevailing wages, which is the state version of the Davis-Bacon Act, you still pay for that union subsidies on a federal level. Did you know that?
Wow.
You still pay for it. So there's some issues out there. I'm telling you, okay? So, there's a lot out there that people don't know about. So when you start talking about outreach and all this other stuff, talk values, talk jobs, talk education, because everybody can get with that. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Everybody can get with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just put that out there. A lot of people don't know that. All right? So let's talk about the first pillar I talked about. Moral illiteracy.